In our first lesson, I'll introduce you to the half-hitch knot. This simple but important knot is the building block of many other macrame knots. We'll make 3 knotted chains that are based on the half-hitch. They are the spiral half-hitch chain, the alternating half-hitch chain, and the lark's head knot chain. Before we get started on the first chain, I'd like to talk a bit about 2 important terms that I'll be using, knotting cord and anchor cord. In this example, the gold cord will act as the knotting cord and the pink cord will act as the anchor cord. The knotting cord is the active cord that wraps around the anchor cord. The anchor cord is the passive cord that holds the knotting cord. Now, cords can sometimes change function according to the pattern that you're using. So now my pink cord is acting as my knotting cord, and my gold cord is acting as my anchor cord. Cut a cord at least 40 inches long and fold it in half so that the ends meet up. Then find the middle of the cord. You'll make an overhand knot at the middle of the cord. The overhand knot, the most basic knot that there is made like this. You loop the cord over itself, and then you bring the end of the cord through the loop and tighten. The reason for this overhand knot is to have something solid to pin through. So pin the overhand knot to your board at a comfortable level and make sure your pin is angled upwards. Now you have 2 cords to work with. To make the first half hitch in your spiral half hitch chain, bring your knotting cord to the left over your anchor cord and then under and to the right and pull through, making sure that the cord passes over itself. That creates a locked loop around the anchor cord, and that's what a half hitch is, a single locked loop around the anchor cord. So it's over to the left, under to the right, and through. For this chain, you'll just make identical half hitches. And you'll notice that a spiral pattern starts to form and the chain starts to twist to the left and your hand will end up over here. So at that point you'll want to bring the knotting cord underneath the anchor cord and back again to the right and continue making half hitches. After you've made a couple of inches of chain that twists from the right to the left, stop here and we'll make a chain that twists from the left to the right. You'll need to have your shorter cord on your right hand side and your longer cord on the left hand side because your longer cord will act as your knotting cord. So to make the half hitch, bring the knotting cord to the right over the anchor cord and then under and to the left and pull through and tighten. Over to the right, under to the left, pull through and tighten. Continue to make your half hitches in the same way and you'll notice that the chain starts to twist to the right. Again, it will get awkward to continue to knot, so bring that knotting cord underneath the anchor cord and continue to make half hitches in the same way. And you'll see how the spiral pattern starts to form, twisting from the left to the right. For the alternating half hitch chain, take another length of cord about 40 inches long, make an overhand knot at the center, and pin it to the board with the pin angled upwards. You'll start the chain in the same way that you did the spiral half-hitch chain by making a half-hitch, going to the left over the anchor cord, and then under and to the right, and pull through and tighten. Now stop and switch sides and bring your right hand cord down and use it as the anchor cord and make a half hitch going to the right over the anchor cord, then under to the left, and pull through and tighten. Switch back, make the half hitch, then switch back, use your right hand cord as the anchor cord. So you'll alternate from side to side, back and forth, and make sure that you keep your anchor cord taut when you're tightening the knot. And pull your knotting cord straight out to the side. These are a couple of examples of the alternating half-hitch chain that you might want to try. I think it looks great when you use two different colors of cord. And here in this example with thinner nylon cord, I doubled the cord to produce a thicker chain. The lark's head knot chain is also built with half hitches, but in a slightly different way. Take another length of cord about 40 inches and put the overhand knot in the center. You'll start the chain in the same way you did the other two chains by making a half hitch, going over the anchor cord, then under, pull through, and tighten. That's the first half of the vertical lark's head knot. The second half is also made with a half hitch, but this time the half hitch goes under the anchor cord and then over the anchor cord through the loop and tighten. So over, under, through, tighten, and then under, over, through, and tighten. Over, under, over, under. You'll notice that the knotting cord gets used up very quickly with this particular chain. So once you've done a couple of inches, stop and put a pin in the chain to secure it and switch sides. Now you'll use your shorter cord as your anchor cord and make your half hitch going over, under, through, and then under, over, through, over, under, over, under. Here are some examples of how I've used the half-hitch chains in my designs. This outside chain here is a spiral half-hitch chain. And in this bracelet I've used alternating half-hitch chains on each of the outside edges. This is a lark's head knot chain that's been formed into a buttonhole loop. This is also a lark's head knot chain with beads added. I threaded beads onto the knotting cord and pushed them up into position in between each lark's head knot. This is the same concept, however I threaded the beads onto the anchor cord instead of the knotting cord.